Pain hits hard, but it fades. Regret? That's a poison that lasts forever. Which one will you choose to carry? It hurts. I won't deny it. Every step feels like fire. Every breath feels heavier than the last. And for a moment, just a moment, my mind screams, stop. But I've learned not to trust that voice, not completely. Because pain doesn't mean I'm breaking. Pain means I'm building. This ache, this discomfort, it's not punishment. It's a signal. A signal that something is changing inside. A signal that I'm pressing past the limits I once thought were fixed. And isn't that what I said I wanted? Growth? Progress? Strength? Well, this is what it looks like. This is what it feels like. There was a time I used to flinch at pain. I used to treat it like a wall, something to avoid, something to go around, but not anymore. I know better now. I've studied it, sat with it. I've felt its sharp edges and burning sting, and I've come out the other side. So when it shows up again, I nod. I know its language. I know it's not a warning to quit, it's a message to keep going, because nothing worth building comes without discomfort. Nothing valuable ever grows in comfort zones. If it's easy, it's not evolution. If it's painless, it's not permanent. So I welcome it now, the fatigue, the burn, the inner resistance, because they are signs that I'm in the zone where change lives, the zone where most people turn back. But I'm not most people. There's a part of me that still wants to take the easy road. That part still whispers, still tempts me to slow down, to step back, to wait. But I don't obey that part anymore, because I've made a decision, a vow, that I will not live soft. I will not chase comfort while claiming I want power. I will not beg for strength and run from the process that forges it. That growth is pain, but it's sacred pain. It's the kind of pain that purifies, that burns away weakness, that strips away illusions. Every rep that hurts is a declaration. I'm here. I'm not backing down. Every sleepless night, every lonely moment, every mental battle, it all counts. It all matters. And it's all taking me somewhere greater. I remind myself daily, I wasn't made for ease. I was made for impact. And impact requires endurance. It demands that I show up even when it's hard, even when it hurts, especially when it hurts, because that's where the gold is buried, in the places most refuse to dig. Let the pain come. Let it challenge me. Let it stretch me. But it will not stop me. I'll keep moving through the fire because I know what's on the other side. Strength, clarity, mastery. That's what I'm chasing. And I'm not naive. I know it won't come cheap. But I've already made peace with that price. And when I feel like I can't take it anymore, I dig deeper. Because I've discovered something powerful. The body screams long before it's truly done. The mind protests long before it's reached its limit. There's more in me. Always more. I've got layers of strength I haven't even touched yet. And pain is the key that unlocks them. I'm done fearing discomfort. I welcome it now like a warrior welcomes the battlefield. Not with joy, but with resolve. With the understanding that this is where I'm tested. And in being tested, I am transformed. Some people avoid pain their whole lives. They shrink their dreams to fit inside comfort. They stay small because small feels safe. But not me. I'd rather ache in pursuit of greatness than rotting comfort. I'd rather bleed for something real than smile for something fake, because every time I endure the pain, every time I go one more rep, one more hour, one more day, I get closer to the version of me I refuse to die without becoming. The strong me one, the focused one, the unstoppable one dot. So I ask myself, what am I really made of? What happens when it's no longer about talent or luck, but about who can suffer the most without giving up? That's the arena I've chosen to compete in. The arena of endurance, the arena of discipline, the arena of absolute, no matter what, commitment. Pain will visit me again. I expect it. I'm ready for it. It's not the enemy, it's the mentor. It teaches me who I am. It reveals what I care about. It exposes weakness not to shame me, but to invite me to overcome it. I've spent too long resenting the burn. Now I respect it. I understand it's there not to stop me, but to sculpt me, to carve away the excess, to harden my resolve, to remind me that progress isn't supposed to feel good. It's supposed to feel real dot. So when I'm tired, I keep moving. When I'm sore, I show up. When my mind begs for mercy, I give it mission. Because pain is just a part of the process. It's a necessary companion on the road to greatness. And the ones who embrace it, they're the ones who break records, build legacies, become legends. I may be hurting right now. I may be walking through fire, but I walk with my head high, because I know the truth. This pain isn't a stop sign. It's a signal, and I've learned how to read it. It says I'm becoming someone new, someone strong, someone undeniable dot. And if you're watching this, and you're in pain too, don't run, don't fold, don't retreat. Lean in, face it, let it shape you. Let it break you open and rebuild you better, because this is where your story shifts. This is where your strength is born. Pain is the toll you pay for power, and I've got the currency dot, so let it burn. I'm not stopping. Not now. Not ever, because I'm not afraid of pain anymore. I use it. I welcome it. I rise through it dot every single time. I've felt pain. I've tasted failure. I've walked through darkness that nearly swallowed me whole. But nothing hurts more than regret. Not the physical pain, not the exhaustion, not even the heartbreak. It's that quiet, aching voice inside that whispers, "You could have done more." That voice doesn't scream, it doesn't rage, it haunts. Slowly, constantly. Regret is the one thing I refuse to carry anymore. I've carried it before, and I know its weight. Heavier than iron, colder than failure. It's not the weight of what happened, it's the weight of what didn't. The things I didn't try. The moments I let slip. The battles I should have fought harder, but didn't. I've lived with the sting of knowing I pulled back when I could have pushed forward. I've looked in the mirror and seen someone who settled, not because I wasn't capable, but because I hesitated, because I listened to fear, because I let comfort whisper lies about timing, about tomorrow, about one day. But here's the truth: one day doesn't exist. One day is the graveyard of all ambition. That's why I fight now. Every day, not just for victory, but to silence the voice of regret before it ever has a chance to speak again. I fight so I never have to look back and wonder, what if? I want to look back and know I gave everything, that I drained every ounce of, fight for my soul before I let go. Because the real suffering, the soul-crushing, spirit-breaking kind doesn't come from failure. It comes from the moments you gave up when you could have kept going, from knowing that you were right there, and you let fear or doubt or fatigue steal it from you. I won't live that way again. Regret is a thief. It steals joy from the present and power from the future. And the worst part, you don't even see it coming until it's too late. You think you're making a safe decision. You think you're being smart, but slowly, silently, regret starts building its case. And years later, when it finally shows up in your quiet moments, you realize you traded your greatness for comfort. And it wasn't worth it, so I choose to suffer now. I choose the burn, the grind, the pressure. Not because I enjoy pain, but because I fear regret more than I fear discomfort. Because the pain of effort is temporary, but the pain of what could have been that lasts a lifetime. People ask, why are you so intense? Why don't you take it easy? They don't understand. I've lived with the feeling of wishing I had done more. I've sat in rooms filled with opportunity and felt unworthy, not because I wasn't good enough, but because I knew I didn't prepare enough. That's the worst kind of shame, the kind that comes from knowing it was avoidable. So, I push now, I train now, I speak now, I show up now. When it's inconvenient, when it's lonely, when it hurts. Because this moment, this one right here, is the only thing I can control. The future is not promised, but this moment, this choice, this effort, that's mine. And I will not waste it. I've made a pact with myself. I will not stand at the edge of my life one day and say, I wish I had. No, I will say I did. I will say I gave it everything. I will say I left no dream untouched, no goal unchased, no fire unlit. I'd rather collapse from trying than live with the sickness of never knowing what I was capable of. Regret doesn't show up in a moment, it builds over time. And you feel it when you're older, when you're wiser, when the window is smaller. When time runs out, then you realize how much you left on the table. I refuse to let that happen. I refuse to waste this chapter of my life watching, waiting, wishing. There is no perfect time. There is only now. And if I don't act now, I surrender everything I could have had. If I don't give my full force now, I sign a silent contract with regret. And I tear that contract up every single day I show up with fire in my chest. Every rep I grind through, every early morning I rise, every sacrifice I make. It's not just for success. It's so I can look back with pride, not pain, with satisfaction, not sorrow, with gratitude, not guilt. So when that voice inside me says, you can rest, just this once, I answer back, no, I've rested enough. I've wasted enough. When my body wants to quit, I remind it that my spirit made a promise to never again live beneath my potential, a promise to never again lie to myself just to feel safe. Because regret is the real enemy. It kills silently. It poisons quietly, and the only cure is action now. No delay, no hesitation, just relentless pursuit. Let others play it safe. Let others sleep through their purpose, but not me. I know what it's like to look back with regret, and I know what it takes to make sure I never feel that way again. I will not stop. I will not slow down. I will not cheat this version of me that wants to rise. Not now, not ever. This life will test me. It will break me. It will stretch me. But I will face it all without fear, not because I don't feel pain, but because I refuse to feel regret. And when my time is up, whenever that may be, I'll smile, because I'll know I fought for everything. I'll know I lived full, died empty. I'll know regret never got the chance to take root, because I didn't quit. I didn't hold back. I became everything I was meant to be. No regrets, only resolve that it hurts. I won't lie to myself. The pain is real sharp, relentless, crawling through my bones and echoing in my mind. But I'm still here, still breathing, still standing. And as long as I'm standing, I have a choice to fold or to fight. A choice to run from the fire or to walk through it with my head held high. This is where the weak fall and the strong are forged. In the fire, in the burn, in the moments when everything inside screams, please stop. That voice, it's in all of us, the soft, desperate whisper of surrender. The part of you that wants peace before you've earned it. The part that fears breaking, not realizing that breaking is where you become. But I don't listen to that voice anymore. I challenge it. I stare it down with defiance. Because I've learned that truth pain is fleeting. It fades, it passes. But quitting latches onto your soul. It brands you. It lives in your reflection. You can't wash off the stain of surrender. You carry it. You feel it in every quiet moment when no one's watching, and all you hear is your own breath, and that terrible, heavy silence that says, you gave in, not me. Not anymore. I've quit before. I've taken the easy way out, thinking I'd be better off, thinking I'd escape the suffering, but I didn't. All I did was trade temporary pain for permanent regret, and that regret didn't go away. It stayed. It became a shadow behind every goal I chased, a reminder that I didn't finish. What I started, never again. Now, when pain rises, I rise higher. I clench my fists. I talk to myself out loud if I have to. Is that all you've got? You think this is enough to break me? Because the truth is, if I quit now, I'll never forgive myself. And if I don't push through, who will? Who will fight for my future if I don't? Who will stand up for my potential if I stay on the ground, listening to weakness like it's wisdom? Pain has a voice, but so does my purpose. And my purpose speaks louder. It tells me that pain is the toll I pay to reach the next level. It tells me that the burn I feel is the fire carving me into something unbreakable. You think the greats didn't feel pain? You think the strongest, the most disciplined, the most powerful men and women didn't have days where they wanted to quit? Of course they did. But the difference is they didn't. They stood in the storm and said, I will not be moved. And now it's my turn. So bring on the pain. Let it roar. Let it scream. I'll face it with clenched teeth and wild eyes. Not because I enjoy it, but because I know it's a test. A test of how bad I want it. A test of how much I'm willing to endure to earn what I've dreamed of. And I'll pass that test. Every time, because I'd rather collapse on the battlefield of effort than rot in the graveyard of what-ifs, that voice inside that tells me to quit. I've made peace with it. It will always be there. But it doesn't lead anymore. I do. And I choose war over weakness. I choose fight over flight. I choose pain over regret every single time. Yes, it hurts. But this hurt is holy. This is the kind of pain that shapes warriors. This is the crucible. This is the rite of passage dot, and when I push through it, I change. I evolve, I become something more dot, so when my muscles tremble and my heart races and my lungs beg for mercy, I won't stop. When my mind tries to lie to me and says, "You've done enough," I'll respond, "Enough doesn't get greatness." I won't slow down, I won't step back, because I know what's on the other side of this pain: clarity, power, confidence, and no one's going to hand that to me. I have to take it. I have to earn it with grit, with resolve, with unshakable defiance. Quitting is not an option. It never was, because I didn't come this far to break. I came this far to burn through what once held me back. Pain is not my enemy. It's the alarm clock that says, "You're getting stronger." It's the forge, the fire, the brutal path to freedom dot. And when it comes, I don't run, I don't flinch. I face it with steel in my soul and fire in my eyes. Let pain come. Let it test me. Let it try to bring me down. It's not enough. It will never be enough, because I was built for this. And I will rise through every ache, every burn, every crushing second of doubt, with defiance in my chest and victory in my blood. I feel the pain, not as an enemy, but as a spark, tiny, relentless, impossible to ignore. It doesn't break me, it wakes me up. Every ache, every sting, every moment where my body and mind scream to stop its fuel. The fuel that ignites a fire inside, a fire that refuses to be extinguished by comfort or fear. Pain has a purpose. I've learned that now. It's not a roadblock, it's the road itself. It's not a punishment, it's a challenge. And how I respond to it defines everything. When the world weighs heavy, when the struggle seems endless, I remind myself, this pain is not a sign to quit. It's a signal to rise. It's the signal that says I'm alive, that I'm growing, that I'm not done yet. Pain is the fire that lights the path forward. It sharpens my focus, it fuels my hustle, it powers every step I take toward my goals. I refuse to waste a single drop of this struggle. I channel it into action. Because every time I feel that burn, I remember the alternative, the slow creeping rot of giving up. That is the true nightmare. Pain fades, effort lasts, and the effort fueled by pain, that's unstoppable. So I take every challenge, every setback, every moment of discomfort, and I transform it. I turn pain into purpose. This is how warriors are made, not by avoiding pain, but by using it, by letting it drive them to train harder, think smarter, push further. I'm not here to survive the pain. I'm here to harness it, to turn it into power, to become more because of it, not in spite of it. Pain doesn't have the final say. I do, and my answer is always action. I make a vow to myself, a vow forged in the fires of every struggle, every late night, every drop of sweat, and every ounce of pain. I commit to no regrets, not as a wish, but as a law I live by. Because I've seen what regret does. I've felt its cold grip, its endless gnawing, and I refuse to carry that burden ever again. To live with no regrets means more than just doing things right. It means living fiercely, relentlessly, with discipline that cuts deeper than any excuse. It means showing up every day with the fire of a warrior and the focus of a hunter. It means pushing through doubt, ignoring the voice that says, maybe tomorrow, and seizing the moment that is right here, right now. I will not waste time wondering if I gave enough. I will not lie to myself about how hard I fought. When I look back, I want to see a trail of battles fought and won, not missed opportunities and silent apologies. Discipline is my armor. It shields me from weakness and keeps me locked onto my purpose. It's what turns fleeting motivation into unstoppable momentum. It's the daily grind, the unglamorous work when no one is watching, the refusal to quit when every cell in my body screams to stop, because I know that regrets come from hesitation, from letting fear or comfort rule my decisions, from standing still when I was meant to move forward. I refuse to live that way, so I commit to every early morning, every sacrifice, every moment of pain that leads to growth. I commit to living with such ferocity and focus that when my story is told, it will be a story of courage, not caution, of action, not doubt, no what ifs, no should haves. Just a lifetime of pride in knowing I fought for every inch of who I am and who I will become. This is my promise to myself. This is my legacy. If you're ready to live without regrets, to fight with everything you've got, then keep pushing, keep rising. Your journey doesn't end here. It's just getting started. Subscribe now and join this battle with me. Let's grow stronger together, no matter the pain, no matter the struggle. Because the only way forward is through. Hit that subscribe button and never settle for less than your best. Your future self will thank you.